I'm really doing this, huh? What the heck did I just watch? Hey guys, it's Brian Sapinski here from Lost Silver Productions, and welcome to this week's edition of Convention Attention Abridged. And this is a very special episode of Convention Attention Abridged because for the first time, I am going to be doing an anime review. And the reason why I'm doing that is because for the past week or so, the entire country, it seems, has been completely enthralled with this brand new anime that just debuted in Japan last week, and it seems like it's all anybody could talk about. So, and I saw a clip of it and really couldn't believe my eyes. So I figured, what the heck? Let me try to find a way to actually watch a full episode of this and see just what the heck is going on with it. And oh boy, am I not sure as to whether I should regret it or not. But nonetheless, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. We are talking about the anime called Keijo, and I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly in its own right. So with that thought in mind, let's just get down to it. Here is everything that you need to know about this show. The premise of the anime is explained in the first episode. Nozomi Kaminashi is enamored with the new sport of Keijo, where women compete in a sumo-like contest atop a floating platform in a giant pool. The goal is to force your opponent into the water or make them fall so that any part of their body other than their feet hits the floor. The catch is there are no hands or feet allowed. You can only strike your opponent using your breasts or your butt. Following her graduation from high school, Nozomi decided to enter the sport of Keijo because of the huge money they offer as prizes. She is joined by her friend Sayaka Miyata in this pursuit. Now, both of these two are gifted athletes in their own right, with Nozomi being a gifted gymnast and Sayaka coming from a family line of judo experts. The first episode primarily flashes back to the trials that they had to compete in order to qualify for the academy they'll study at to be able to enter the Keijo competitions. During this trial, the two girls perform well, but not spectacularly, particularly when Nozomi runs into a frighteningly dangerous girl named Hanabi Kawai, whose performance is so great she finishes in the top 10, becoming an elite class member in the academy. Nevertheless, Nozomi and Sayaka do well enough that they make the top 40 and enter the academy as recruits. Unfortunately, they were apparently toward the bottom of the list because when the recruits were assigned dorms, they, along with two other girls, were assigned to the dorm that's given the nickname the Empty Room because it's always assigned to the girls believed to be the weakest and thus most likely to quit the academy and the sport, thus leaving the dorm empty for the rest of the semester. Nozomi refuses to let this stop her, though, in her quest to become rich and famous as a Keijo champion. And so that's everything that you're going to see within Keijo. Now, I could, for myself, sum up this anime on a few different levels. First, the physical and technical aspect of it. Now, those people that really know me, and here's a chance for you guys to know a little bit more about me, know that I am a martial artist. I even am a third-degree black belt in Taekwondo. Here's my proof of the whole thing, so you can see it right there. But anyway, I've always been enamored with martial arts and sports like competitions and things like that. I grew up on American Gladiators and the Street Fighter video games, among a couple of other things. Street Fighter being one of the inspirations for me getting into martial arts in the first place. So from that perspective, I can tend to gravitate toward this kind of anime. But I gotta definitely say that the physics of this are absolutely nuts, of this sport, if you'll call it that. I mean, consider this. You're talking about the idea that most of the contact is either, butt to butt or sort of things like that. You'd have to imagine that there'd be like tons of serious injuries. You're talking about like dislocated hips, not to mention like potential, drownings from the incapacitations of people getting, knocked unconscious into the water and stuff like that. However, obviously you've got to suspend some, disbelief with regards to those things, but it's just like absolutely mind-boggling, especially when Hanabi, knocked out three girls, including Nozomi, with her key hip check of striking her butt into the base of their jaw. I could understand that as a knockout technique. Again, going to my Taekwondo background, because my Grandmaster Chaz taught us for many years about how the ideas of the middle area of down your body, down your sides, or whatever. He refers to those as lifelines, and the idea that if you strike them in the proper ways, your opponent is pretty much done. So believe me, when I saw her making those knockouts, Hanabi, I was cringing a bit when I saw that happening, and I've never cringed at an anime that I've watched before. So that in itself was just a bit unnerving. Now, the second thing, of course, is then you talk about the fan service of the anime, because let's face it, this is a fan service anime first and foremost. Now, I will say this: I personally judge fan service anime on three different levels. This by far is the tamest level, at level 1. I consider it level 1 because of the fact that yes, it emphasizes that the women's body parts are the emphasis of what the show is about, but it does not go so far as to like intentionally exploit those things in lewd ways, or any sort of like that. It's just that hey, this is what it's about, but we're not going to show it off in any gratuitous fashion. You get the idea of what I'm saying. And to be honest with you, it's if the fact that it's a level 1 is the only reason that I'm even doing this review or whatever. If it was any level beyond that, I wouldn't even try to do this for reasons I won't even get into here. So just be aware of that coming in. So but hey, that's obviously that's gonna please some people, not please others. But judging from the reactions that people have already said about that this show has quote unquote saved anime, make of that what you will. And then underneath all of that that's going on, you have the storyline itself. And for me, this seems like a typical storyline that I've seen in other sports or competition style anime before. That and the idea that you have Nozomi here, who she wants to be the best. She wants to be great and stuff like that, and she has some perceived skill in her quest to beat this competition and win the top awards and stuff like that, whatever you want to call it. But she's finding out coming in right at the start that she's perhaps a bit in over her head. She is the perceived underdog of the story. So the premise of the storyline, I imagine, going forward is going to be all her trials and tribulations, her and her friends, both old and new, in her quest to work up the rankings, get to the top, and hopefully become the champion and things like that. So like I said, we've seen that in a number of different anime before. Probably Pokemon is the most relevant example. So if anything, doesn't necessarily make it an original show, but if that's the kind of story that you like watching, and you can get around the attempts at the fan service and stuff like that, then hey, you might actually get something out of this anime. You might actually enjoy it. So that's the nature of it. So for me, given all of those aspects and the ups and downs of it and stuff like that, I'll give it, and believe me, I have no idea what I'm basing this grade on and stuff like that. We'll find out later on. I'll give it on a 5-star scale. I'll put it at a starting base of, we'll say, 3 stars for right now. I may adjust that a little bit as I go on more with watching this anime. I'll give it a few more episodes. I don't know about the rest of you, but I'll brave it, and who knows? I'll see if I regret that later on, but who knows? And that is my review of Keijo. I hope that if you haven't seen it before, I hope I've provided you some insight of it, or if anything, I hope you've enjoyed my babbling my way through this very nervously, because I didn't expect the first time I'd ever do this to be for a fan service anime. So make of it what you will. But if you liked my opinion, you liked this review, let me know in the comments section below. And hey, maybe I'll do another one of these sometime if you want me to. And let me know what show you want me to review. Just don't make it anything, too crazy, because I have to set certain limits with regards here. But just, again, let me know what you think. And of course, as always, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe this video, as well as our entire Lost Silver Productions channel. How you like the new logo, by the way? And in addition, also make sure to like us over on facebook.com/LostSilverProductions, and please support our anime convention game show operations over at patreon.com/LostSilver. Believe me, we need all the help that we could get, and there's going to be some new things coming up with that very soon. And in addition, also stay tuned to this channel, because we're going to be announcing a makeup date for the cosplay party episode of our Convention Attention podcast. We're just getting in some finalization processes with that, and just getting some feelers out there. We got a feeling we know when it's going to come up, but just hang tight and be sure to look for that. So stay tuned here for all that and more. And in the meantime, as far as our convention games, go enjoy our brand new game Trump Card, which we just premiered on the channel a couple of days ago. Try it, you'll love it. Sorry for the bad impression. Oh yes, I know. Don't do that. I know. Sorry. Okay. In any event, that's going to do it for us here. I'm Brian Sapinski from Lost Silver Productions. And remember, if you hear about it in the worlds of anime and video games, you can be sure that it'll receive some convention attention. Take care. We'll see you on the con floor very soon.